And now for the conclusion of the elitism video, apple milk video, whatever that video was. After I put up that video, it was actually complete at the time, and then for some reason YouTube cut off the last 5-6 minutes. But I got a response from Messi Pro or Ryman Gaijin, the same guy, and he says, "To your Tom Cruise, I raise you on Eddie Murphy," which is pretty funny. So, he's saying basically that people just think he looks like Eddie Murphy, probably just because he's black. It's pretty funny. But anyway, I guess you had to be there. Okay, so let's get back to the subject. So I was saying at the end of the video when it got cut off that it bothers. One of the things that bothers me, and this is something that bothers me, but I have to disagree with at the same time. I kind of think like it shouldn't bother me, but okay. If you ask for help on YouTube for something, like a few people have done, I won't mention any names, but we already talked about Emily, Apple Milk 1988. Then I think that you should give something back to your subscribers. Like, you shouldn't just bail and take off. But at the same time, the kind of crap that was happening to Apple Milk 1988 was really fucked up stuff. Let me explain. Like, she would try to sell stuff on the internet, and people would basically make it impossible for her by making fake accounts and bidding on shit, and reporting stuff and just getting in the way. So even if she just wanted to sell something, it was undoable. She couldn't do what other people were doing because of the hate out there. People were just out to fuck with her. And I know there was this one boy who she came to Japan. You may have probably heard this story, but long story short, she dumped this boy. Okay. And he went on. He was like the guy from Facebook who went online and wrote like a little bitch about how he got wronged, and he basically got everyone to team up against her. But let me tell you, man, it's going to happen again. You're a guy, and girls are going to reject you. Even I've been rejected, believe it or not. It happened once, maybe twice. If 3 times, I'm not gonna. I won't admit to that, but it happens. I mean, guys, even dashing fellas like yours truly. Everybody gets rejected and directed. Direct. Okay. You're in a scene. You're about to be blown off by a girl. It happens, man. But the way this guy reacted was using the internet and getting everybody against her, and they really fucked with her. And basically, she was a woman. She broke this guy's heart. But women do that kind of shit, man. Women are cruel, and sometimes that's the best thing to do. It's just to be a bitch and say, hey, I don't like you anymore. See you later. Bye bye. It's better than dragging things out, I think. I don't know. Yeah, you can argue maybe that's not the way to deal with people, but in the end, that's the way women are. Take it or leave it. They got the goods. We want the goods. We gotta let them deal with us the way they're gonna deal with us. Oh God. But anyway, so back to her. Anyway, she's gone now, and I that video went up like 12 hours ago, and people are. I've already seen a few. They're like one guy who's really angry, and a couple of people are like, "Well, her youth should make it forgivable," but that's silly. Youth always makes things forgivable. People learn through their mistakes, and of course, if someone who's 50 years old and make the same mistake as a 19-year-old, of course you're going to look at it differently. Yeah, and it's not just age; it's also experience. But anyway, everyone's gonna. Here's the thing: it's so easy to judge on YouTube. I mean, I do it too. I've been guilty of it too. We get online and we see somebody and we just think you're a dick, and I'm gonna write that in the comments. Really, what's the point? What's amazing is that I'm pretty sure that some people are like sub to her taglines or whatever. I was talking to someone today, and he said you can actually RSS subscribe to someone some certain words so they appear in your box, in your email or something. That's screwy if you ask me. If you're so obsessed with this woman, she owns you, man. She owns you. Sorry, but she does. I haven't really given much thought to this subject in a while, but I've always wanted to kind of say some things on her behalf and critical of her as well. So there you are. That's the story. Now, one other thing, going back to the original video, which was Ryman Gaijin's question, he never implied that the J-vlogging community was racist or elitist in any way, but he kind of wondered whether he was included, right? And he never said anything about race at all, but it got me to thinking about some other people who in the past have said that the J-vlogging community is so elitist, and I asked that person. It was one person. I asked that person what they meant by it, and I didn't see that at all, and they never answered because I don't think it exists. You know, like I was saying in the video, everybody that I know talks to everybody that I know. You know, all the big YouTubers, the big guys. You know, they answer emails. They will answer you. It gets hard. I mean, I get like, I don't know, 10 to 20 emails a day. I can't answer them all at the same time. Some of them I do quick responses. Some of them I don't. I don't get to it. I skip over. The next day comes and I forgot to go back, and then it's like 5 days away. And the YouTube mailing system is so hard to control that I can't go back and answer those emails. So I don't feel bad about it. I mean, well, I mean, I wish I could, but I don't. It's just, that's just the way it is, you know. And then when I do try to answer a lot of people, this is the other thing that kind of annoys me. I do answer some people, and I never get a thank you. I mean, when I actually give a sincere response, it's polite. Just say thank you. A lot of people ask Maggie Sensei to make lessons, and we do. We've made a ton of lessons for people on request, and we don't even know if they saw them. Like, so could you please make this lesson, blah, blah, blah. We make the lesson, and there's no thank you. I mean, it's sad, really. I mean, we put a lot of work into these lessons, a blog lesson, you know, type it all out, check the spelling, you know, take a picture just for that person. And in the end, we don't even know if they saw it. So, and it's not like it's not like we're getting paid for it, you know. So, I mean, some people donate money, and that's great, but most people don't show any appreciation, which is a shame. And again, it's part of the world, the way that the people see the internet. Some people are like, oh, it's just the internet. I don't have to be, you know, polite and normal. But at the same time, I could just be a dick too and just ignore everything you guys say. So anyway, back to the elitism thing. I don't think it exists. But like I said in the beginning of this video, if you are going to ask people to do something for you, then I think you kind of owe them something. But at the same time, you don't owe anybody anything. So yeah, I'm against myself on that subject. I'll give you another example. There are some people on YouTube who have found fame, so to speak, by doing some certain thing, and then when they try to change, their subs kind of hate them for it. And that makes me sad. You're not allowed to change, and you're not allowed to grow as an artist. Actually, I saw something on the Colbert Report the other day that Steve Martin was on the show, and they opened basically with the fact that a lot of people get pissed off because Steve Martin doesn't want to talk about his movie The Jerk or some of his old stand-up comedy stuff that he used to do. Steve Martin right now is into art and writing and stuff like that. But his fans kind of resent him for it, you know, which is a shame, you know. You know, Billy Joel, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Billy Joel went off after... Billy Joel did a couple of hard rock albums a long time ago, and I actually got one or two of them. I think it was just one, actually. I think I got it. And then he did all his mainstream pop stuff, and then he tried to go into classic music, and it was unforgivable. Nobody would accept him as a classic, you know, composer. So that's life. People are small that way. It's a shame. I think that's all I had to say about this subject. Anyway, sorry the video got cut off. It was only 6 minutes, and now it's 9 minutes. So sorry about that. Oh, there was one more thing I'm gonna throw out right now about racism. And someone said this on my I got a racist video that I did not think through, and I'm not really thinking this through either, but at least I'm a little bit more experienced as I'm making this vlog. A lot of white people come to Japan and complain that they get looked at and they get talked about, and I'm sorry, that's not racism, okay? That's people looking at you and gawking at you, but it's not racism. And it's a hell of a lot different from being a black person in America or a Hispanic person in America and called a nigger, called a spick, called a dirty Cuban, called a wetback, called called dirty Puerto Rican. I've been called all of those, even the nigger part. Believe it or not, I've been very dark in the past. When I'm really tan, you might make the mistake. But yeah, so for those of you who are white who come to Japan and get annoyed because you haven't been treated, you get looked at weird, that's not racism. You really gotta step back and look at what racism really is. Most of the time you're getting special treatment. So yeah, it's a shame. It is. But let me be fair. It is a shame that people still will talk about you right in front of you. I mean, it happens to me. People just assume I don't speak Japanese and they'll talk about me right in front of me, or they'll look at you. But it's getting better. I mean, go talk to Japundit 20 years ago. He was telling me the other day, he came to visit, he said a school bus would come by and everybody in the bus would stick their heads out the window and yell, Gaijin-da! I mean, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. So yeah, it's still not great, maybe. Not perfect at least, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. And it's still not the same as being a black person in America, even today. So there you go. Even though one of them became president, so yeah, you got to take things into perspective. It's kind of an insult to all people of color who've really suffered racism when you bitch about stuff like that. I mean, I'm not to put down the frustration that all of us Gaijin have felt here in Japan. A lot, all of us, including myself. You put all this work into learning Japanese, and then people still treat you like you're an idiot, and don't even look at you when they talk to you. But it's not the same. It is bad, but it's not the same. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.